Well, I guess that was not a stop that was coming up. We just whistled on by it. Hey, get it? Whistle stop. Anyway, bad joke. I think our next stop is coming up in about, not quite an hour. I think it just said about 55 minutes. So hopefully that'll be at least a short fresh air break. We can all get out for a minute. I just like to get out to check out the train and look around. I didn't video any coming to the train in Chicago because it's for when I was on the red cab, car coming over, and it's kind of dark down there, so I didn't really do any recording until I got into my room. While we were waiting for the red cab to take us to the train, I did happen to start talking to some folks around me, and one lady was telling me it was her first trip, and I was telling her about there's a lot of good videos on YouTube, and we started talking about the people that did them. They knew some of the ones I have mentioned in the past, like Will and Mike. Everybody knows Will and Mike, I think. I told them I did a YouTube channel now also, and they said, how many subscribers do you have? About 8 or 9. So, well, you got 10 now. So, and then a lady behind us said she was going to, and I think somebody else said they were going to subscribe to my channel, which I think that would be really cool. And to all you people that I met at Union Station in Chicago, I really enjoyed meeting you, and I enjoy meeting people all over the place. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that I have met in my lifetime, and I don't say that braggingly. I say it with pride, because a lot of people collect stamps and coins. I collect friends, and that's just been my hobby over my life. I don't know why, but I like seeing and talking to people. In fact, I just saw a guy that I went to kindergarten with while I was on this trip down in Wichita, Kansas. I stopped by and saw him. We go back 66 years, almost. Well, we're both 66, so by the time we got to school, 5, so 60 years we've known each other, and that's a long time. Good guy. Of course, like any of us in life, we went through our trials and tribulations, but the thing I was getting at is, I really enjoyed meeting everyone in earnest, and I hope you have a great trip on the California Zephyr, November 2nd of 2024. I don't know if I caught any of the names, but even if I did, I don't like to give them out on the channel, because I don't know, I think it's kind of in poor taste unless the people give you permission. So thank you for subscribing to my new channel. I hope it starts getting better, because minor videos are all pretty raw. I do all my own editing, and I'm not that great at it yet. I just have the very basics down right now, and I will get better at it. I just bought a new Apple computer before I left home, so that I was hoping that the software on it would be somewhat easier for me to work with my videos, so that I can make them a little interesting. There's things I'd like to splice ones together and all, but when I get home, I will edit this video and I will post it on my YouTube channel. And a shout out to everybody I met in Union Station, and the lady with the Arkansas shirt. Good shirt. Go Razorbacks. So anyway, I hope you all had a great time, and I look forward to showing you more of my videos, and I have more to show too. On this trip down to Kansas, in a rural area that is out in the middle of nowhere, you wouldn't be able to find it if you even knew where it was at. I missed it twice trying to find it the second time. But I met a guy that trained the lead horses in JFK's funeral procession where his casket was laying on the caisson. And this guy's just an old, humble guy from a rural area in Kansas. Lived there all of his life. His dad bought the farm in 1923 there, and him and his wife moved on to it, and then they had the kids. I think he said he had 2 brothers. I don't remember any sisters, but he at least had 2 brothers. And he spent a little time in the military. They found out he was good with horses since he came from a farm area. Great guy. His name is Daryl Schmidt. I don't think he'll do any harm in telling you that, because you wouldn't be able to find this guy. The locals know him. He lives kind of a meager lifestyle. I sat and talked to him for over an hour. What led to the meeting was I found a really old car sticking out of a driveway in an overgrown hedgerow, and I thought, well, wow, so let me go back and look at that. So I went back and looked at it, and I saw another old car in front of it, and I looked at it, and I saw more, and that's what led me back in there. And I met this gentleman, and he's 86 years old. He didn't really want me back on his property looking around, and I don't blame him. I mean, liability issue, and he's 86 years old, and I'm sure he couldn't have afforded anybody to sue him. I mean, he's just a poor old country gentleman. But what a chance encounter, and what a cool guy to meet. So when you meet somebody, that's up in their years, take a moment to spend and talk to them. I mean, a lot of these guys are lonely. I mean, this whole guy I don't think was lonely. I think he liked to live the way he was living, and he's always done so. And I don't think he has a problem with that. In fact, it reminded me a lot of my oldest brother. As he got older, he got frail health, and he had the long ZZ Top type beard, and this old guy reminded me so much of my oldest brother. It was unreal. It's kind of like, I was meant to meet him, almost. And so I took some time. I asked him, I said, well, since you don't want me to look around, I said, do you want to sit down and talk for a while? So he and I sat outside his little house there, and we talked for probably about an hour. Humble guy. If it had been me that had trained those lead horses in JFK's funeral procession, buddy, I'd be bragging about it. Not him. He just told it to me as part of his life. They drafted me into the military, and found out it was good for the horses. Put me in this unit with horses, and that's what it did. So, and he trained the gray horses and the black horses. I guess there was a difference in them, and there was some deal about strapping the boots over the horse that had belonged to the person or represented. Like the black horses were for officers, and they would hang a pair of boots over the horse, and it was like the officer was reviewing his career. So that was pretty cool that I met somebody that did something like that. So hey, when you're traveling, talk to people. Thank you for tuning in to Chef's. You're here with Chef's Treks, and let's travel.